Hey gamers, welcome to Polygon Legends, where I talk about all things video game related. I'm your host, Serge. The year is 1996 and the world is already buzzing with two of the most awesome consoles to come out, the Sega Saturn and the Sony PlayStation. Then Nintendo drops a bombshell with the Nintendo 64. But why does this late to the party, cartridge-based console with a funky controller, may I add, hold a special place in video game history? What are some of my favorite games that impacted me growing up? Keep watching to find out. Before we jump in, if you like retro gaming content like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel reach more retro gamers like you. So today's topic is about one of my favorite retro gaming systems, the Nintendo 64. It's an iconic console to many of us gamers out there. The Nintendo 64 had a roster of many great games that inspired numerous clones and even created new genres. I consider the Nintendo 64 a successful 3D graphics pioneer in many ways, despite the fact that it used cartridges as its medium, despite the fact that many other publishers ran the other way to Sega and Sony, despite the fact that it missed out on some killer titles such as the Metal Gear Solid series and the Final Fantasy series that originally had their roots with Nintendo. But alas, the Nintendo 64 will always be remembered very fondly in my eyes and in many other people's eyes as well. So, why does this retro console mean so much to me? It all goes back to when I first laid eyes on Super Mario 64.
It's me, Mario!
When I saw that game, I knew I had to have it. Every time my family would go to Target, I would tell my dad, "You know where to find me," and my siblings and I would check out the Nintendo 64 game display. There it was with a funky controller that looked like a piece of a trident and Mario in all of his 3D glory. We patiently waited as other kids were dragged away by their parents for our turn. Of course, I was going to go first. I am the older brother. Super Mario 64 was like nothing I had ever seen before. Just looking at the cover art alone, showing Mario flying over a 3D rendition of the castle, just lit up my imagination and had me up at night thinking, did they actually make a Mario game better than Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo? Anyways, to make a long story short, Mario 64 truly set the benchmark for 3D platform gaming. Mario had so many moves. The Mushroom Kingdom came to life in 3D. All of the levels are diverse and made it so much fun to capture all 126 stars. It turns out that there are actually some other secret stars that you can get as well. Even though it was a single-player game, my brother and sister, yes, finally, a game that she could get into, took turns to capture all of the stars. Mario Kart 64 took the racing genre to new heights.
Welcome to Mario Kart!
With diverse and fun tracks and a slew of characters from the Mario universe that you could choose, each with their own attributes that affected your style of play. My go-to in this game will always be Yoshi. The single-player mode is tons of fun as you work your way through each cup and go from 50 cc's to 150 cc's. The competitive nature of this game is really where it shines thanks to the Nintendo 64's 4 ports. You and some family or friends will sit for hours playing each other in this game. At least we did. Who's your favorite character to race with? Let me know in the comments. Star Fox 64 is an incredible, colorful shooter on rails where you play as Star Fox and you fly around with your pals to put Andross and his henchmen in their place. The single-player game is fun and adds enough tension and variety to keep you coming back for more playthroughs. Not gonna lie, the campaign is kinda short though, but it can be forgiven because Star Fox was also a multiplayer beast. Up to 3 other friends can join you and together, battle each other and fight for victory. You could do barrel rolls and loops to evade your friends, and then hit them with a bomb. Do you see a pattern here? The Nintendo 64 truly was a multiplayer powerhouse. Up next, we have one of my favorites from Rare. Goldeneye 64 is one of the best first-person shooters on the system. and ever created, if you ask me. The campaign mode was interesting and full of tension. You got to play with different guns that elevated the experience, and this game is just an overall masterpiece. Playing with your friends, though, was like being a kid in a candy store. What do I mean by that exactly? Well, we just could not get enough of it. Rare really went above and beyond when creating this game. Everything came together so perfectly. Zelda Ocarina of Time is as timeless as it gets. It was one of the first 3D entries in the Zelda series. You start off as Link, who starts off as a young boy, who becomes a time-traveling hero to save the Kingdom of Hyrule from the evil clutches of Ganondorf. This is one of my all-time favorite games ever created, by the way. The gameplay is simple enough to where anyone can start playing, but deep enough to where dungeons can be a real challenge. There are also some puzzle elements that are pretty fun. The music in this game is just amazing. Once in a while, I'll play the Lost Woods theme because I still love it to this day. This game has been re-released and remastered multiple times because it is so great. All of these games really deserve their own deep dive. And there are so many other games that are truly amazing that I'm going to have to talk about them in other future videos. Games like Conker's Bad Fur Day, Turok the Dinosaur Hunter, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, and let's not forget the original Smash Brothers. The Nintendo 64 wasn't just a console, it was a revolution. It pushed boundaries, got friends together, and laid the groundwork for modern gaming as we know it. Do you still have your Nintendo 64? Let me know in the comments what some of your favorite games are. Next week, I want to talk about my ultimate Nintendo 64 setup. I think you'll be impressed. Thanks for watching Polygon Legends. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Let's be friends. Leave some comments. I always try to write back. Keep it retro, my friends, and take care of yourselves. Life is short. Enjoy the ride, and I'll catch you on the next one. Till next time.